Hey, how you doing, everybody? My name's David Davidson Davies Jr. I'm here with my lovely wife, Donna Rochelle Davies. Say hello.
Hello.
Well, what we're here to do, ladies and gentlemen, is on our first inaugural podcast is we're going to talk Sasquatch-related topics and activities, and also paranormal activities. Those of you who know us from previous podcasts, there's something we have to tell y'all. Apparently, we may have overstepped our bounds a little on trademark infringement activities. We didn't know. We didn't do our research.
We had no idea.
Had no idea. We've been given some parameters that we have to sort of stay within now, and we don't want to offend the United States government, right on America. I'm just saying, we just don't want to get in trouble. But we also want to make sure you guys know what's going on.
That's right.
With the Squatch.
And even though it's like a loose parameter, I just want you to know that we had done some very extensive research in the past and had stumbled across some very important things that some people did not want to be revealed. So, unfortunately, the entirety of our work was wiped, and we are all beginning a new travel here, so really excited about this. Very, very motivated to reach out to those who have perhaps been lost in the shuffle and open this up for basically any viewpoints or any storylines that have happened in your life that would really bring some solace to those who have experienced similar incidences. Right.
And so just so we can set up how we're going to go, okay? Make sure we got everything covered in this series of podcasts, Tri-County Sasquatch Watch. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about Sasquatches in general, and then Sasquatches specifically. Activities, habitat, species. What do they do when they interact with humans? And that's going to be a whole bunch of episodes.
It's going to be a load of luggage to
all by itself. And I think it's important that everybody knows that our website, SasquatchInYourHouse100%True.com, is up and running again. Go check it out. There's a frequently asked questions page. There's species information. And then, quite importantly, the safety page. That's the thing that we're going to be focusing on a lot as we get going. But this episode is mainly just to speak in generalizations about what we do. Okay, as a child...
Don't forget my candle line.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and tell them about your candles. Let's do that right now. Let's go ahead.
I have a fragrance candle line, and basically it's just for those who have enjoyed being in the woods over the years and for whatever reason, are fearful of going back in the woods. And we've just sort of experimented with some different smells, some fragrances that, number one, will ward off a Sasquatch 100%. And two, will bring back some good memories, some cedar, some honeysuckle, just little things you run across in the woods.
It smells really nice.
It
really
smells
does.
really nice.
Does.
Really nice.
Well, I just want go ahead and go to our website and click on that link on Donna Rochelle Davies' side of the website for her products are there, and there's lots of stuff in there now. We're going to talk more exclusively about her books that she's written. There's a link there also to her interview she did with WCCPTT Radio in Tri-County. And she talks about her book and her history. It's really fun. I liked it. And yours truly made his debut on that radio show, so it's pretty fun. I can't wait.
Now, hold on a second.
What?
David Davidson, you was not the interviewer.
Oh, no.
You remember.
My name came up for the first time. I really liked that.
Okay,
that was really cool.
I just wanted to make it straight, We had that individual come into our home. We was trusting enough to have him come in and sit down and have a cup of coffee with us. Now, I was doing dishes at the time, so I want to apologize. It was very loose and
informal. It was informal.
Very informal. However,
but very instructive too. Now,
yeah. And I said to him, I said, "Look," I said, in the background of that interview, I could hear myself doing the dishes, and he said, "Hey, if we're really going to get to know you and continue to do you and your husband's future podcast, we want it to be very much off the cuff. And I said, well, okay, I'll go ahead and do that. So it's incredibly informal, and, I do feel like a lot of good work was done there.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
He's
But
a
that's on
wonderful
her
gentleman.
That's on her side of the page. Go ahead and click a link on there. You'll get some information about us there, about our lives. We'll speak more specifically about that. But what I want to talk about right now is where I came from and why I'm here now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I was born here in Culberson County. Just a quick little rock throw across the county line here from Tri-County.
Near Cobble.
Near Cobble. Folks, if you get a chance, come on down to the Cobble Tri-County with Culberson County and Midlothian County when they do the Cobbler Festival. Oh my, if I can just put a shout out to my grandma. That's her recipes, folks.
She's a wonderful cook.
It's her recipes, just so you know. But anyway, I'm sorry, I diverged there. I just chased a rabbit.
Awful good food. That's sure what it is. I look forward to it every year.
I chased a rabbit on that one, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
No,
that's what we do on this. Those of you who know us, that's what we do on this show. Is we go off sometimes on other things, but they're all important. Every last one of them is important. Don't worry, we're always going to come back. What I was talking about was in my history. My granddaddy is really where this started. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, he had a book. He used to walk around with that book. Everywhere he went, he had that book. He'd wear those coveralls, right? Remember? Yes. And in the big pocket up front was the book.
Now, just to be clear, I did not know his grandfather until we was knee-deep in an engagement with each other in Dayton.
Yes, but the first photo I ever showed you of him was in his coveralls, and he had that book, right?
Yes, it was.
And didn't you ask, what's he got a book in his
pocket for? Yes, I did. I said, wow, that looks like an old book. What is that?
That's how I know it was what is that word? Serendipity. That's how I knew it was, because when you asked it, I said,
locked in on it.
This girl's on the same page.
That's true, okay? That's true. Okay. I did lock in on that.
Obviously... since y'all don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to tell you what the book was. It's written by a doctor. Okay, his name was Dr. Wolfgang Culverson. Mm-hmm. Not related to the Culberson County folks, Culberson County here, right next over there in Cobble. Not the same. Okay, he's from, actually, I think he's from Europe somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, came over before a lot of the immigrants were coming. Anyway.
I think, just memory serves me right, was it the Bavarian Mountains?
Something like that.
Someplace real dark, real foresty.
He would know. He would know. And I think when he came to the United States, he started what he called in his book, and I'm going to get that book on our website here, and it'll be free of charge to folks who cannot afford it. We are definitely generous when it comes to that. If you can't afford to get this book, while we would rather you ordered it, so we can keep this thing going and pay for it. If you can't afford it, we will send you a PDF copy of it that Miss Donna Rochelle Davies made copies herself. She did all herself.
Yes, we will, because it's real important information.
Anyway.
It's not about the money.
No. Anyway, my grandpa told me, he said, when he read that book, it changed his life. He literally changed. The perspective of his life changed. Still did all the things he did. Still hunted. Still made sure he provided for his family and made sure they had a legacy.
They didn't have grocery stores back then where he was from.
Yeah, he did all that, but that changed his mind. He did a flip. And that book, guys, from Dr. Wolfgang Culverson, is about Sasquatches in North America. And I'm telling you right now, it changed your life too. It changed mine. And as soon as Donna Rochelle Davies read it, it changed hers.
Changed mine 100%.
Now remember, she was already talented. She had won Miss Tri-County Ag from 1971 to 1977. Her talent, her beauty, her looks, all that.
Oh, that's really sweet.
I'm telling you though. But then you add what's going on in the world. You know when it talks about in the Bible where the veil is rend, that's what happened. All the smoke went away, and my granddaddy knew what was really going on.
That's right.
The guy who wrote that book spent his entire life in the United States and North America researching North American Sasquatches. It's really the genesis of everything I've done in my life. and my granddaddy did.
Yeah.
Now, my granddaddy did not have talent for the spoken word. I mean, the written word. So he didn't put anything down on paper.
But it's
he
all
just
up there,
told me.
all in the
Yeah,
head.
he just told me. And that's why I put it down on paper, and that's why I have this website and we're doing this podcast. Dr.
Which,
Wolfgang.
if you think about it, it's almost as it was supposed to be because, you are gifted with the spoken word.
I think so.
And he collected all the vital information that was important for everyone. Now, it's your generation. It's your time. And you can take your giftings and add to that. So it is a legacy.
I appreciate that.
It is a legacy.
It's really our legacy. And we want to make sure we pass it on to our kids, Danny, Donnie, and Daryl. We want to make sure they can now carry on that legacy as well. Some great kids. They are so sweet.
They are such a blessing.
We hoped in our younger years that we might get a girl to carry on, Donna Rochelle Davies' legacy in pageants and pageant-related activities.
But it
just didn't happen.
Daryl, we was going to name her Darlene, and it would have been perfect. But you know what? Sometimes God has a different direction for your life, and you just have to accept what you get and then make do with whatever it is. Now, I did not get my little girl. That's okay. But I got 3 amazing boys. 3 amazing boys, and one day they're going to meet that special someone, and I might get that special grandbaby girl.
I know. Wouldn't that be sweet?
Yeah, it would be so wonderful, and I will look forward to be as supportive as possible.
And they're still doing the Tri-County Ag pageants, and maybe she'll get involved.
That would be my legacy.
That would be.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
I know it is.
Now, I'm going to talk more specifically about the book in our next episode, and this is going to be a bi-weekly podcast. Because that's how important we think it is. We can't just do one a week.
No.
There's too much to talk about. Look how much we've talked already, and we're almost done with our 15 minutes, folks.
I know.
And it's really sad because there's so much to say. That's why go to our website, Sasquatch100percentinyourhome.com, and make sure you start doing the pre-reading, because when we have, it's like you're in college. When you do your reading, then you get to go to the lecture and you get to talk. It's sort of like that.
The exam.
But we ain't professors.
The exam is when you go out on that next camping trip.
And you survive.
That's right.
That's passing the test.
That's passing the test.
And you come home and you get to enjoy your life without getting Googled.
We'll talk about that. That's a whole nother issue.
We'll talk about that. I think we're going to touch base a little bit on that next week. Our next episode, Dr. Wolfgang Culverson, talks about it. Look, he has a different word for it. Now, folks, y'all need to know, that's my word. It ain't the official word. Dr. Wolfgang Culverson has an official medical sounding word for what it is, but I just call it Googling because it's just easier to explain that way.
Right.
Okay, so I think we're pretty much out our time, folks. I am so sorry.
It just went so fast.
But I just want you to know we're here for you because we believe.
Right, and we will have people calling in. We will open up the phone lines. We are very open to hearing anybody's story, anyone's experience, because we didn't have that.
No, we didn't.
We did not. And we want to provide that for anybody who has been needing to share. It's almost like getting that weight off your chest.
And it also will help, folks. There's a medical part of this that's important, and we'll just go. You'll journey along with us, and you'll get to see what we're talking about.
And it'll be helpful for those who are listening, because sometimes people are just too shy, too afraid to call in. They not very trusting, and to be able to hear somebody else's story, it helps in so many ways. And keeps it back in your noggin. When you're out going and doing, and you think to yourself, "Hey, didn't I hear that somewhere? That's something I can't do. It's danger."
That's danger.
Instead, they make a different option, different choice, and because of that, I believe that this is really going to be almost like I don't know how to explain it. When the government puts out something and they say, this is for your safety, it goes everywhere. It'd be something like that. Something
like an all points bulletin that the police do, something like that.
National.
Anyway, we're going to have interviews as well. We're going to be talking to folks. We're going to, and look, like I said at the beginning, this isn't just Squatch. and Squatch-related activities. We're also going to do the paranormal.
Right.
Because you'll be surprised at how much those things tie into each other.
Yes, they do.
It's interesting. But for now, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us on Tri-County Sasquatch Watch. For Donna Rochelle Davies, I'm David Davidson Davies Jr. Thank you so much.
And I'm Donna Rochelle Davies.